What's up, YouTube? Back here again with another video, and today we're going to take a look at the BETAFLIGHT F4 board. Okay, this thing is pretty new as far as I can tell online. I pre-ordered it. I got it yesterday, and I wired it up. Now, I was gonna do like a video of actually wiring this thing because it is a little different and a little more unique. You know, more similar to the BETAFLIGHT F3, how the pads are on the bottom and on the top. But I have never built one like that, and you know, I really needed to take my own time as opposed to do a video for it while I was going along, because I needed to just, I don't know, I just felt like I needed to take my time and I didn't want to mess it up. So I'll just kind of go over how I did it and show you a few things, because now it's kind of mounted to the board here, or to the quad here. The other thing, the hype train, my hype train motor review, it's just been taking like forever to do. I'm sure you've seen the video. I had a motor burn out, I got replacements, then I got a couple flights in, and then for some reason my Maytech board was acting funny. I tried to update it to 3.2, which it did update to 3.2. I got it all set up with turtle mode and all this other stuff, and then it like would raise up 6 inches and then freak out. I just kind of wow out. So that was that. So I kind of ditched that Maytech. I don't know what the deal was. I couldn't get it to connect back to the computer after it kind of wigged out. So I ordered this guy, and now we're up to the BETAFLIGHT F4. Hype Train review is going to come out. I have it coming. I will do a Hype Train review at some point. I want to get some HD footage, and I want to try to do something real cool. We're doing some follow videos and stuff like that, so working on that. Anyway, the F4, the BETAFLIGHT F4. Let's take a look. I'll show you the top here. Now, no wiring diagram came in the box. However, everything is labeled on the board. Kind of. Everything between the top and the bottom is labeled. But, like this bank, this is the top of the board. Okay? See, it's got the arrow right there. Your USB is going to be on the top. And that's the top of your board. So these telemetry and your signal lines are labeled on the top, and then all this stuff over here, which is your receiver and your camera system lines, are labeled on the underside. So I really didn't want to, have to do that. So I was able to find the wiring diagram, and it shows them where the pins are when it's faced up like this. You got to go on their website right here, FPV model, and on the product page it's on there. So you can find that. I'll put the link in the description, so then you can pull up the diagram. So, this board looks more daunting than it actually is, because what you're going to want to do, and the simplest and easiest way to do this, is to turn this over, right? Turn it over on its back, attach all 4 of your ESCs. Now you're going to have to kind of estimate your lengths and all that other stuff, check all that stuff out. Attach your ESCs to the underside, because even the pads, like the locations, are like, this one comes out the front, this one comes out the side, this one comes out the side, and this one, comes out the front. So they're not, and then the signals come on top. So it's kind of a pain in the ass. So turn this upside down. Don't even worry about direction or location. Turn it up so your ESC pads are on the bottom, or facing up. Connect your positive and your negatives, all 4, 2, 4, 6, 8. Then connect your positive for your main battery line. That's also underneath. So your positive's underneath, your negative's on top. Alright, now if you're going to add a low ESR capacitor to it, that's, your call. I kind of soldered it to the bottom and then looped it up over the top. It's the best way I could kind of figure out how to do it for what I have going on here. So after I got all 4 ESCs on, and then I soldered the bottom of this and my capacitor, I flipped it right side up and mounted it to the soft mounts. I have this on the soft mount bushings, right? It is an F4, so it's on the bushings. Then I proceeded to connect this negative, or the negative and the negative for the capacitor, right? I connected all 4 of my signals because they're on the edge of the board and easier to do. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the next thing that we have to get into is starting to wire up your camera. Now, you're going to want to stack this the right way because the way everything is here. So I started up here on the top. Okay. This was, I think, again, check the schematic, but you got your video in and out here. Here's your two lines, your video in and out. Now, this one here was labeled CAM, C-A-M, and then this whole rail is ground. So ground, 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 ground. The whole outside rail is grounds. So the next row down, the second row of pins here is RX2, TX2, 5-volt ground. Okay, so what I did was, because even though this said CAM, on the underside there's a three-way pin to select what you want that port to be. You have this like 3 solder tabs, you know, like 3 solder pads on the bottom, and it says CAM in the middle. So that's your common. You can go to the left side for 5-volt or to the right side for VBAT. So because I wanted 5-volt for my camera, I took the second rail, connected 5-volt and ground for my camera, turned the this CAM port into VBAT for the VTX, hooked up the ground and the 2 videos, and then I came down to this row below the bottom, and that's your ground 5-volt and S-bus pad. And then once you hook up all that, you're good to go. This was already pre-flashed with BetaFlight 3.2, and it said it was a version from September. I'll touch back that in a second. S-bus is already set on UART 6, and it's already set to S-bus in the configuration. So if you're using S-bus, you're pretty much good to go. Once you connect your receiver, as long as your receiver's bound and ready to go, it will connect. You know, you'll be able to use it, and it does light the receiver up with the USB. So that's kind of cool. You can check all that stuff out before you stick a battery on it. Now, these are BLHeli32 ESCs. Now they're supposed to already have the firmware to run D-Shot commands. I cannot get D-Shot commands to work on this particular board and setup. I have it working on a BFF4 Pro. That so far has been the only board that I've been able to actually get running with the D-Shot commands. Oh, and a Raptor 12 amp S, or Raptor S Tower 12 amp 20x20. I have that working too. This USB port, I cannot reflash the firmware. It just won't respond to the bootloader. The immersion RC driver fixture doesn't work. Holding the button doesn't work. It's like, and then even in the list, the available release candidate 5 says it's from July or August, whatever it was, and this is like apparently a newer version. So turtle mode's not working. It arms upside down, but it still spins the same direction, and all 4 motors spin when it's clicked into D-Shot reverse or motor reverse mode. That's not working. The beeper command isn't working, and I couldn't even connect it to BLHeli. Like, it would connect, but it wouldn't show me the list of stuff. So I don't know if that's because 3.2 isn't officially out yet, and once they do, maybe some of that stuff will get fixed. But that stuff aside, you do get all the good stuff with 3.2. You get your anti-gravity, your D-gain filters, or your whatever they are. You can disable your notch filters. All that good flight characteristic stuff. It's just those couple extra features that aren't working. Past all that, it's flying very well. It's very smooth in the air. It flew great. It flew absolutely great compared to my Maytag F4 5s. No complaints when it comes to flight characteristics. So hopefully that helps, because there is basically nothing out on this board. This is the BFF4, BetaFlight F4 from FPV Model. So again, link will be in the description. It's a cool board. It's pretty new. Hopefully some changes will come out for it. If you want it, check it out. I think it's about $45. And stay tuned for my Hype Train motor video. We're going to have some cool high-quality follow videos and all kinds of cool stuff I'm going to try to work on and do a few little bit of production stuff with it. So thanks for watching. See you in the next one.